past 500 cases Tuesday. For the weather forecast today, we'll be increasing clouds with a high near 51. Tonight will be some showers. Otherwise, it'll be a low of around 37. And tomorrow will be some showers. Otherwise, it'll be a high near 55. On this Wednesday, April 9th of 2025 at 33 minutes after 8, we've got a temperature of 30 degrees currently in Beaver County. That's a look at news headlines. More at 9:05. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP. Also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Hot coffee in the morning and Frank Sparks. Now you're in the fast lane. 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and streaming live on beavercountyradio.com.
It is 8:34, right on the nose here in Beaver County. And now joining me in studio is Jeff Karwoski. He is from Reforest Our Future. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, on this frosty morning, spring morning.
Yeah, it's a little nippy out there this morning, so this weather is up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. So
it's all right.
So first off, Jeff, tell us a little bit about what is Reforest Our Future?
That's a good question. So we founded Reforest Our Future in 2019, and it's been evolving month by month ever since. Really, what it boils down to is an organization that helps people find a connection to the forest.
Okay.
And to the world of plants, because I think those two things are intrinsically connected, but we don't always recognize that. So I wanted to start an organization that could really highlight that fact.
Okay. So are you you do mainly everything in Beaver County, or is it statewide, or? So
we do have a Beaver County component. This I'm from Beaver County,
Gotcha.
And I've worked with people and their trees in Beaver County for 30 years now. And but Reforest Our Future also has a component where we grant an organization in the Philippines to do forest restoration.
Oh, okay.
And that's another project that I founded about 10 years ago. It's called Leyte Reforestation Project. They have a nursery. They grow native trees. They're planting around 10,000 trees a year.
Wow.
They do environmental education. Mm-hmm. And so that was something that was kind of like a warm-up for Reforest Our Future, working over there, and I wanted to bring that kind of success and enthusiasm that project in the Philippines created right here to Beaver County.
So what made you want to do something like this?
I mean, like I said, I've been working as a career with trees for maybe 30 years. But I mean, like me and trees just go back to childhood. You know, I mean, like so many people here, the forest was right in our backyard, so you could just literally step out the back door, take 2 steps, you were in the woods. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's where we were every day as kids. We were in the creek, on the trails, in
Absolutely.
the woods, down in the holler and all that stuff. And
building cabins.
Building cabins,
Right.
Catching crayfish, you know what I mean?
Right.
We just,
Right.
you know, till about Nintendo happened, and then that kept us in the house sometimes, but then our parents would kick us out and back in the woods.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I had such an affinity for that growing up. And I think most kids do, and then we kind of like get busy as adults and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I'd like to see people get back to that.
I remember that as a kid. Yeah, mom and dad would say, "Get out of the house and don't come back till dinner."
Right.
Until you hear your dad whistle for dinner, then you can come home.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we used to build lots of cabins in the woods, and everything you're talking about we used to do. I grew up in New Brighton, and we did that. So, new things going to be happening here in Beaver County and Brady's Run Park, Forest Exploration Center and Native Tree Nursery. So tell us a little bit about that. You get your grand opening coming up. So tell us about that.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
Okay.
As I mentioned, like Reforest Our Future has been evolving. Mm-hmm. And when we got the funding to do that, or even the opportunity to apply for funding, everything kind of changed for the organization. You know, that was like a big directional shift that we had to take.
Right.
Where all of a sudden, now we're looking at, constructing a facility and, And before that, we were partnered with parks, and we were leading some, small excursions into the forest, nothing major, and we thought that maybe something like this would be down the road, but then all of a sudden it was just right in front of us. And so we're kind of like just swept away in the current with the whole thing, which is great. It's exciting. I think the community is starting to feel that as our nursery construction is kind of nearing an end, and people have watched that over the course of time. We had groundbreaking last August. We started construction in October. We have a greenhouse down there. We have a picnic pavilion that we can use to get out of the weather and for like our educational meetings that we want to have.
So what led you to Brady's Run Park, putting in Brady's Run?
Man, Brady's Run's just like, it's kind of the hub of the county.
Yeah, I get it.
And I wanted to put this facility in a place that was accessible to people.
Okay.
That you didn't have to seek it out. It was just there. It was visible. And Brady's Run's had some like difficulty with maintaining tree canopy. Emerald ash borers like wiped out all the ash trees in the park. Some trees are aging out. So my proposition to the park was like, hey, let's put this nursery here. Let's get people involved. Let's plant trees in the park. Let's kind of rejuvenate things.
Yeah, I mean, and that's been Brady's Run Park has probably been, I think, everybody that's grown up in Beaver County, that's been part of our childhood at one point in time, whether it be like this weekend's Maple Syrup Festival that's coming up or anything, going there, playing on the swings and just having a good time, playing in the creek.
In the creek.
Yeah, right.
With crayfish.
Yeah, right. Right. So all that. So, all right. Well, tell us a little bit about this facility. You told us there's a pavilion, a greenhouse. What else is there? I'm looking at a picture of it. It looks like it's a pretty cool place to hang out.
Yeah, fun. Thanks. Yeah, we're trying to put some bells and whistles on there, So we have programs coming up in the summer. And we have kids programs called Forest Explorers. We're going to have some native plant landscaping workshops where people could learn about different types of native plants and how they can use that around their property and the types of benefits that has for people and wildlife. I'm going to try to get people informed about the urban canopy, the trees around them, what's going on with that situation. And then all the while, we'll be growing trees at the nursery so that as we engage and get people interested to plant those trees, that the trees will be available for them to plant.
We're talking with Jeff Karwoski this morning. He is from Reforest Our Future. New facility going into Brady's Run. The grand opening coming up week of April 22nd. So I bet you're excited about that. It's getting closer.
Yeah. Can I tell you a little bit about that?
Absolutely.
Opening?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're really trying to do things like in a big way for the opening. We have a kind of, quote, soft opening this weekend.
Okay.
Except I think with the Maple Syrup Festival, we're going to have a lot more people through our doors than at our actual grand opening. But it's a good chance for us to promote this weekend and let people know we're out there and what we have going on. But on April 22nd, which is Earth Day subsequently, we have our ribbon cutting ceremony. The Chamber of Commerce will be there. The commissioners will be there. We have some representatives from the DEP, state level and regional representatives from the DEP, and then just a host of municipal leaders, citizens, and people who are interested in the facility can come down and celebrate the opening of that facility. And then on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, we have some activities available to the public that they can come down and participate in some activities, and that's all available on our website and on Facebook. And then on the 26th, we're having a celebration that we're calling the Forest Fiesta, and that's on Saturday, the 26th. And I just wanted to have a party and have everyone come down who wanted to come down and just kick back, enjoy the place, and have a good time.
Where exactly in the park is this located?
right by the Maple Syrup Lodge.
Okay, right by there. Okay. All right. Let me see what else. Oh, what is? I'm getting Spring Fling hike. I see that. That's going to be on the 23rd. You were talking about.
Yeah.
What exactly is that?
Well, like now we have like these signs of life popping up, you
Right.
know,
Uh-huh.
and we have different types of plants, ferns, and ephemerals, and we have trees that are budding out now. So we really want to just get out there and take special note of all those types of things that are happening. That kind of the breath of fresh air that springtime brings, and the life that's coming back to the world of plants.
Now, I see too on the 24th, you have a tree ID hike. Is there still a lot of maple trees that the syrup comes from in the park?
No. There's still a lot of maple trees.
Well, I mean, right.
They
right.
haven't been harvesting
Right.
out of the park.
For a long time.
Yeah, it's been.
When we were kids, we used to, I don't know if you ever did that when you were in school. We used to go in the park and get the maple syrup. We'd tap the trees with George Pettibone back.
Yeah, with all those little blue lines.
Yeah. So now, is there a plan? Maybe putting some more maple trees back in the park as part of what you're doing?
We do have maple trees growing. Okay. We have sugar maple trees in the nursery.
All right.
It's going to be a minute before they're ready.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They're only about a foot tall now, but we'll get them planted and they grow fast.
Okay. That'd be pretty cool. So, all right. So, what are some of the other things that you have planned throughout for the facility itself? I mean, it's a really nice facility, a good place to learn. What are some of the other activities you have planned for kids for education as well?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the kids' education is just kind of interest generating and exploring curiosity and getting out there and and all those things we were talking about,
right.
Just finding crayfish and salamanders and getting out in the woods and
you don't see kids doing that today, but it'd be cool to see them back at it. Like I've seen a couple different events schools are having that are nature related lately, and it seems like kids are starting to embrace it again.
Yeah, I think that people recognize that's really a necessity. Mm-hmm. I mean, just engaging in the natural world, it's refreshing, it's calming. It kind of revitalizes your spirit a little bit
right.
when you get out there and take a walk in the woods. Nothing fancy, no big plans, no big hikes, no big effort, just getting out there, enjoy, mm-hmm. unwind,
That'll be cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. And we're going to be down there this weekend too, so I'm going to come over and check it out, but we'll be down there on the 22nd to make sure for the ribbon cutting and everything. So it looks like it's been well receptive by the community so far.
The community's been great.
Okay.
I mean, I got people just showing up to volunteer. Hey, do you guys need a hand today? Yes. The answer's always yes.
Okay.
I
was going to ask you, obviously you don't do this by yourself. Who are some of the people that have helped you along the way with getting this up and running?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just to get started, Department of Public Works mm-hmm. has been in there. They had to remove some dead trees before we could start building. Parks, Beaver County Parks has been great. Commissioner's been great. And really, the whole Beaver County community continues to help pave the way for this to happen. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really sure going into it. I've worked with people and trees for years, but on different levels, like as the level as an arborist and just here's your tree in your house and now we're looking at kind of a broader picture. And I would, wondered if people would be receptive. And we're just getting a lot of people saying, like, this is great. This is what we need. When are you going to be open? We want to come down. And so we just keep steaming ahead so that we can get this place open, get people in there, and, let people explore their interests because people are interested in trees. I mean, trees are fascinating. And I think generally your average person has a strong interest in it, but not always an outlet to explore that interest.
Right.
So we want to provide that outlet, provide some guidance, and let people have opportunities to engage in the forest, engage in the knowledge that comes from it.
Now, the trees that you guys have in the nursery that are growing down there, will they all be planted in Brady's Run Park, or will they go off somewhere else too as well? Or
They can go off to other places.
Okay.
They'll be available this fall for purchase. And then also they're going out into the greater Beaver County community.
Okay.
So, for example, we have Reforest Our Future is working with Penn State Beaver now on a grant that we received last year. And we've planted 10 patches, or in the process of planting 10 patches of trees around Beaver County. And those are going into county parks, municipal parks, New Brighton Kids Community Garden, and some local schools as well. So we're trying to, get this concept out there of, hey, Beaver County is planting trees, Beaver County's reforesting. We've lost a lot of trees over the years.
I was going to say, it's been a long time since I think anybody's planted trees, especially like in areas like Brady's Run Park.
Right.
Yeah, it's been quite some time, so.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. So, all right, we're visiting this morning with Jeff Karwoski. He is from Reforest Our Future, and they have their grand opening of a brand new facility that's coming to Brady's Run Park, Forest Exploration Center, and Native Tree Nursery. We'll have more with Jeff right after we have this break here on Beaver County Radio. Tune in to Good Talk with Matthew Modany every fourth Friday of the month from 11 a.m. to noon for an exciting dive into real estate. Matthew, a real estate pro, will share valuable lessons and expert tips on navigating the real estate market with professional guests. Stay updated with the latest news and sports in Beaver County and the Pittsburgh area, whether you're a real estate enthusiast or simply enjoy a good story. Good Talk with Matthew Modany is your source of entertaining real estate, local news, and sports. The show will also be live on our Facebook. Don't miss out.
Scrap, scrap, scrap. They call him the scrapper. Scrap, scrap, scrap.
Hey, this is Donnie Iris, the original rapper. But you gotta check out the original scrapper at Scrappy Joe's.
Thanks, Donnie. This is Joe the Chili, a.k.a. Scrappy Joe. And I want to invite you to take a scenic ride to historic Oil City, Pennsylvania to visit Scrappy Joe's and the Consignment Family Network. We are one of the largest co-ops in northwestern Pennsylvania. We have over 70 consignment vendor booths on display with over 1 million products to choose from, like antiques, collectibles, arts and crafts, and much more. Stop by and say hello to my partner Sue Downing and I. That's Scrappy Joe's at 4149 Route 257, Oil City, Pennsylvania. Everybody goes to Scrappy Joe's. See us on Facebook and Google.
Beaver County Radio, your hometown radio station. You're listening live from the Fry Transportation Studios. Beaver County Radio and Fry Transportation, proud to call Beaver County home.
Lincoln Park Performing Arts Center in Midland presents Anastasia, the epic adventure of home, love, and family, May 2nd through the 11th. Sponsored by Clearview Federal Credit Union. For tickets, visit LincolnParkArts.org.
The Beaver County Radio Easter Bunny is hopping his way to our studios with a very special Easter prize package for one lucky winner. Listen now for your chance to get registered. When you hear the Beaver County Radio Bunny hopping down the bunny trail, call 724-843-1888. And the first 5 callers will be registered to win. Winner announced at noon on Good Friday.
The Beaver County Radio Easter Basket Prize Giveaway includes all kinds of goodies and gifts from local businesses, including $100 in PA Lottery scratch-off tickets and a $100 gift card to East Rochester and Tusca Shop and Save. Total value of the basket is over $500. The Beaver County Radio Easter Basket Prize Giveaway is being brought to you by Hank's Frozen Custard and Mexican Food, Blackbird Market and Crafted Wine Store in Beaver, The Golden Goose, Zuki Sports Tavern, Montini Dentistry, Fun for All in Cranberry, Leslie's Beauty Saloon, the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the East Rochester and Tusca Shop and Saves, and Beaver County Radio. You heard Gabby. Make sure you tune in every day and listen for the Beaver County Bunny hopping down the bunny trail for your chance to win.
Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for a reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org.
If you own a company or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at beavercountyradio.com.
Weekday mornings were meant to drive in the fast lane. It's Frank Sparks on Beaver County Radio.
It is 8:53 in Beaver County, and coming up top of the hour, Mike Roma is in today. And I don't know what Mike's going to talk about today. I think he has open talk throughout the day today, but Mike always has some type of interesting guest as well. So he'll have that for you. And then coming up, Pirates baseball, 12:10 today, as the Bucks will take on the Cards in the Businessman Special, the first of the year. So stay tuned for that as well. All right, talking this morning with Jeff Karwoski. He is from Reforest, and what we're talking about this morning is we're talking about a new facility that is coming to Brady's Run Park. And the grand opening's happening in a couple weekends, but Reforest Our Future's facility is actually, you're going to have your soft opening, as you said, this weekend, kind of with the Maple Syrup Festival. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But what are some of the native, like a native tree to Beaver County? That's like the main tree everybody has around here.
Yeah, silver maples, tons of silver maples. You can see those everywhere. Really huge, they fast-growing trees.
Yeah.
Sycamore trees. We've got lots of oak trees. I mean, in addition to the silver maples, we've got sugar maples, and we've got red maples, and then lots of shrubs as well.
Yeah.
You know, witch hazel shrubs and bottlebrush buckeyes and spice bush and things like that.
Now, what particularly nowadays do people migrate towards when they tell you kind of like they want to put a tree in their yard or do something like that? What's the tree everybody seems to migrate to?
Invasive pear trees.
That makes sense.
Well, you know, I mean, it's, you know, that's a tree that was just hybridized to look pretty and for its blossoms and things like that. But it has a tendency to jump out into the ecosystem and outcompete native plants.
Okay.
You know, so part of the Forest Exploration Center and native tree nurseries to help people define what native plants are.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of confusion on that matter. We have plants that are growing in our yards, at schools, in our forests, and they're invasive plants, but they've been here for over 100 years. So we just grow up with them, and they seem very native to us.
Right.
They damage the ecosystem, but we don't have an awareness of this because it just seems like we're looking at nature.
Right.
So, you know, we want to help create awareness of that and help people be able to identify what are native plants, what are invasive plants, and then how to take steps to, you know, work towards getting more native plants cultivated and all the ecosystem services that they can provide.
So, like, when you go up and down town, some of the main towns, like New Brighton, for instance, right now, and they have all those trees that are blooming right now. What type of tree is that? Is it like a cherry or an apple tree, or?
Those are the pears.
Those are the
pears.
Those
are the
Those
invasive pears. Yeah.
But they're pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty.
For about a week, a year.
Yeah. You know, and when you go to like your typical nursery, they want to sell you pretty things.
Right.
And you know, a lot of you know, even our native trees have been, you know, cultivated and hybridized to, you know, dogwoods that are naturally white flowering out in the woods are now like cultivated to have pink flowers and things like that. And the landscape industry, the nursery industry is kind of always working towards the more aesthetic side of things.
Right.
Reforest Our Future, you and as much as we appreciate the aesthetic value of trees, and I just love to look at trees, and I do that every day, but we also understand that there are, that it goes beyond the aesthetics.
Right.
To be honest, a scraggly, ugly tree can provide as much habitat for wildlife as a tree that we think is stunningly beautiful. Mm-hmm. So there's kind of a different standard of beauty between people and the natural world.
Right.
I think we could help people appreciate that as well. Okay. It's just time. Our landscapes and the way we've been doing our landscapes, planting trees in circles and planting rows of boxwoods, and that stuff's very old-fashioned now.
Right.
And so I think going back to bringing a little bit of nature close. Mm-hmm. And look, we had that when we were kids. There were trees everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Beaver County was just fully under canopy. Mm-hmm. And just for different reasons, like we were talking about earlier, trees aging out and disease and things like that, and line clearing for telephone company and this and that and the other thing. Our canopies are really down low. When you go and you look at the statistics, they're down there. So we want to see more trees planted, and we want to see the right trees planted.
Gotcha. All right, real quick, we got about a minute left. Talk about the grand opening celebration and how people can get more information.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're at the Maple Syrup Festival this weekend, you'll be sure to see us, mm-hmm. and that's on the 12th and 13th. Grand opening of the Forest Exploration Center and Native Tree Nursery is on April 22nd. That's our ribbon cutting. You can get more information on that on our website, reforestourfuture.org, on Facebook and Instagram. You can sign up for our newsletter. We'll send you more details.
All right, Jeff, it was a pleasure.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Frank.
I can't wait to see this facility this weekend at the Maple Syrup Festival. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll see you down there.
All right, sounds good. All right, coming up next, Mike Romai here on Beaver County Radio. I will talk to you tomorrow morning. Have a great day.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls.